This is Fred Foy. Join us now as we travel back in time and relive some of the magic that was part of the golden age of radio. It's time now for another episode of The Glowing Dial, here on Yesterday, USA.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting. Use Gritto, radio friends, the soap that gives your hands that dishpan look. How will the old man know you've been working if your hands don't have that dishpan look? Put a box of Gritto in a glass of water, then listen to it fizz. Dopes. Remember, Gritto spelled sideways is atragg. And now Gritto's own story of Sandra Sandpile, and here's Mud in Your Eye. Music.
I heard you on the wireless back in 52, lying awake intently tuning in on you. If I was young, it didn't stop you coming through. They took the credit for your second symphony, rewritten by machine on new technology, and now I understand the problems you could see. I met your children. What did you tell them? Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star. Pictures came.
And now the hosts of The Glowing Dial, Big John and Steve.
Well, thank you very much, Fred Foy, and hello, everybody. We are back with another edition of The Glowing Dial here on Yesterday USA Superstation. Station founded by your friend, my friend, the man with a million friends, perhaps even more, Mr. Bill Bragg down in Richardson, Texas. Howdy, Bill. Howdy, Kimmy Lou. Hope you all are doing fine as usual. Here's my sidekick once again, Mr. Steve Archiver Bannock.
Howdy.
And I call him. He could be called a co-host. He could be called a lot of things we can't mention here on the radio.
Yeah, I prefer not to go into that.
I like the old Steve Allen line. I like to call him my sidekick because I like to kick him in the side every now and again. And,
Glad my insurance is paid up.
Yeah, boy, you still got the bandage around there from the last time there. Oh, it's
So that was my accident.
Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Co-Hosts. ASPCC or C Senior.
CCH.
Anyway. We got some interesting stuff for you to bring here, folks. No, not for you to bring, for us to bring you. Pardon us. This is this is like our 10th show.
Our language is very
and our third
bad
six-pack. So
our language is very bad today.
Yeah, we be not talking goodly no how.
We don't have good grammar.
Yeah, we ain't got no grammar.
And my grandpa isn't any better.
Uh-huh. How octogenarian of you.
So, John, what do we have in store for the folks today?
We got an episode of Hop Along Cassidy. That's one we haven't played. I don't think we've ever played one of those before.
Does he hop along because he maybe has something wrong with him?
Yeah, he has orthopedic shoes, so he had to...
He hops along.
Okay. We also got installment 2 of our 4-episode run of Captain Midnight. And
Lieutenant 12 o'clock.
We have another one of those comedy 78 records for you toward the end of the show if we have time. But anything new you might want to mention, Steve, before we go into the first show?
Nothing.
Anything
at this
you'd
time.
like to bore the listeners with?
Nothing I can think of at the moment. It just comes out.
Like to read another pop bottle, would you? Or
no. How about chewing some popcorn? I can do that. Interesting, huh? Knock out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Glowing Dial has been proud to present Steve eating popcorn.
Good.
And we may repeat that on the 100th show.
Good. I'm in posterity.
Unless I get just one postcard asking me not to. Anyway, we do want you to contact us, folks, and at the end of the show, we'll give you all that contact information if the puppy stops sneezing. Anyway, first show, Hop Along Cassidy. This went out on December 15th, 1951. It was a syndicated program. And if the numbering is correct here, it is number 91. And the episode is The Memory of Mace Merlot.
Like the wine. Merlot.
Like the wine. Well, you do enough whining for the both of us, Steve. Is that you or the dogs?
Me.
Oh, I thought the whole show was going to the dogs.
Arf, arf, arf.
Probably did that after episode 1. Anyway, sit back, folks, close your eyes, and remember, Hopalong Cassidy, The Memory of Mace Merlot.
With action and suspense out of the Old West comes the most famous hero of them all, Hopalong Cassidy, starring William Boyd. The ring of the silver spurs heralds the most amazing man ever to ride the prairies of the early West, Hopalong Cassidy, the same Hoppy you cheer in motion pictures, and the same California you've laughed at a million times. Raw courage and quick shooting have built a legend around this famous hero. Hopalong is a name to be feared, respected, and admired, for this great cowboy rides the trails of adventure and excitement. William Boyd as Hopalong Cassidy, and Andy Clyde as California. Here's Hoppy now with another new story.
This one I call The Memory of Mace Merlot. It began with a red-headed singer at the Silver Dollar, biggest dance hall and gaming palace in Abilene. California and I had ridden into town looking for Johnny Kenyon, who used to ride for the Bar 20. We had no idea where he was staying, but one of his letters had said something about working at the Silver Dollar. So we stopped there and went inside.
Man, oh, man. Say, this place is big enough for a roundup.
Yeah, and crowded enough to be a beef shoot.
It's going to be worth it, though. Hey, take a look at that red-headed gal sitting up at the bar.
Yeah.
Prettier than a newborn calf under a harvest moon. And, look at them spangles she's a-wearing.
California.
Yeah. Hey, which way you heading?
I thought I'd ask one of the bartenders about Johnny.
Well, Hoppy, pick that bald-headed one, then. He's right for the gal. I'll bet she sings or something. I'll bet she sings real pretty.
Come on, California, through here.
Yeah, I'm right behind... excuse me. It'd be a lot easier, though, if a fella had a shoehorn.
Well, gents, you made it. What'll you have?
I'll have a sarsaparilla and a little information.
Well, we got both right here. Yep, we got both. What do you want to know?
I'm looking for a man named Kenyon, Johnny Kenyon. Know where I can find him?
Well, there's your sarsaparilla. Johnny Kenyon, huh? You're a stranger in these parts, ain't you, mister?
That's right.
Well,
Let me handle this, will you, Jack?
why, sure, Carrie, why, sure.
Just what do you want with Johnny Kenyon, mister?
I'm a friend of his, miss. An old friend.
That's funny. He never told me about knowing anyone like you.
Well, now, maybe that's because he was too busy telling you about yourself. With that red hair of yours...
Never mind my red hair. You're a gunman, aren't you?
A gunman? I'm afraid you're way off the track, miss.
You're carrying 2 guns. You're a stranger. And you come in here asking for Johnny Kenyon.
Hoppy, she's got a pistol. A derringer.
I see it. Now, miss, why don't you take it easy? I'm not going to hurt Johnny Kenyon.
I'm going to make sure you don't hurt him. You or anyone else. First it's threats we get. Now it's a hired gunman.
You sound pretty excited to me. If we could just sit down and...
You're right. I am excited. Excited enough to kill anyone who'd hurt Johnny Kenyon. And I'm starting right now with you.
Now, back to Hopalong Cassidy and The Memory of Mace Merlot. Hoppy and California have come to Abilene to look for an old friend, Johnny Kenyon. But in the Silver Dollar dance hall, Hoppy is taken for a hired gunman by a beautiful red-headed entertainer. A girl who thinks he means harm to Johnny Kenyon. She has pulled a gun, leveled it at Hoppy, and fired point blank.
Hoppy, you hit.
No, California, I'm all right. But there are some bottles back there that are never going to be quite the same.
I got the gal's pistol.
Give it back to her.
Give it back to her. Are you crazy?
She won't make any more trouble. She pulled the gun offline just before she fired. I watched her do it. Is that right, miss?
Hey.
Oh, let her go. She must have had good reason for doing what she did. Seems to me Johnny Kenyon must be in some kind of trouble.
Well, if he's mixed up with her, he's got trouble. Plenty of it.
What's going on here anyway?
Oh, nothing much, Mace. A little shooting, but nothing heard outside of a few bottles.
Were you in on it, Cassidy?
In a way I was, but wait a minute. How do you happen to know my name?
I'm Mace Malott, town marshal. I never forget a face or a fact. I met you in Ponca City 7 years ago. Party at Judge Carver's house. You had your arm in a sling from a rifle slug.
Well, that is a memory. As I recall it, that was a big party.
I'll even name the two waddies you came with. A couple of lads named Red Connors and Idaho Norton.
You got me, Malott.
Now, let's get back to what happened here. Carrie Deneen tried to plug you. Why?
She thought I was a gunman out to get Johnny Kenyon. Wouldn't believe me when I told her I was a friend of his.
Johnny Kenyon, huh?
I had an idea he's working here.
He was, but not anymore.
Don't happen to know where he's staying, do you, Marshal?
At the Longhorn Hotel. No use going there till sundown, though. Kenyon works in the stockyards till sundown. Then he stops for dinner at Maggie Fergal's place. Want me to do anything about Carrie?
No, she was hysterical. She fired the miss anyway. Why don't we just forget it?
Glad you feel that way about it, Cassidy. You're all right.
Tell me something, Malott. Why would anyone want to hurt Johnny Kenyon? There's one of the easiest going men you'll find anywhere.
Carrie Deneen seems to like him, and that makes him a lot of ready-made enemies. Because a lot of men like Carrie Deneen. Jealousy. With some people, it's another word for kill.
You sure this is the room?
Well, the clerk downstairs said it was number 15, and that's what we got. Johnny Kenyon, you old outlaw, you. Didn't expect... Johnny, what's the matter? What happened to you?
Hoppy, you better come in.
Catch him, Hoppy.
I've got him. Get the door open a little more.
His face. Looks like somebody hit it with a poker.
Let's ease him down on the bed. You better go out and get a doctor.
No. Don't get anyone. Just...
Take it easy, Johnny. You need a doctor.
No. By the window. You see?
Window? What's he worrying about? Hoppy.
Yeah, I see. It's the girl from the Silver Dollar. The redhead.
She's dead, Hoppy. She's been stabbed.
Hoppy, you've got to get me out of here.
How did it happen, Johnny?
I don't know. I walked into the room. Something hit me. That's all I know. Please, get me out of here.
You can't run, Johnny. Run from this and you'll carry a label the rest of your life. Killer. And every man will be against you because it was a woman.
I didn't do it.
We'll tell them that. But you can't run. You got to stay and face it. California.
The doctor?
The doctor and the town marshal. And you might as well tell him to bring along the coroner.
Right, I'm on the way, Hoppy.
I'm glad you came, Hoppy. I'm awful glad you came.
Did you know that girl was coming here tonight?
Yeah. Carrie and I were in love. We were going to get married next week. She came here so we could plan the wedding. I was a little late getting back from Maggie Fergal's place. I shouldn't have been late. If I hadn't been late...
Oh, but they'd have found some other way of doing it. Stop beating yourself, Johnny.
A lot of men were in love with her. But I was the lucky one. The lucky one. What are you doing, Hoppy?
That's her purse. Spilled open when she fell. There's a handkerchief, a sachet, a locket. 4, 8, 12, 13 silver dollars.
Yeah. She always carried $13. Thought it was good luck.
Well, it wasn't good luck tonight. Well, we'll turn this over to the law.
Not the sachet, Hoppy. I'd like to have the sachet. The fragrance of it. It'll always seem like her. Put it in your pocket for me. Nobody has to know.
Well, I don't...
Please, Hoppy. It may be all I'll ever have to remember about. If I ever get out of this.
You'll get out of it, Johnny, if you're innocent.
You believe I'm innocent, don't you?
Yes, I do. Because I know you. There'll be people in this town who won't believe it. And for a while, that's going to make things pretty tough.
Here's the marshal, Hoppy. Couldn't find the doc, though, but we left word for him.
Doesn't look as though a doctor's going to do this girl much good.
Kenyon needs him. California tell you about this, Malott?
Yes, he told me. I'm glad you didn't run, Kenyon. How'd it happen?
I'll tell you the same thing I told Hoppy. I walked into this room and someone hit me. That's all I know.
Why was the girl here?
We were going to be married next week. She came here so we could talk things over.
Sure you didn't have a fight?
No. We never fought about anything. We were in love with one another.
Okay, kid. I'm just asking what other people are going to ask. Know anybody who'd want to kill her?
No. Why would anybody want to do that? Pretty as a picture. Why would anybody want to do that?
Well, I'm going to have to take you in, kid.
Johnny, you worked at the Silver Dollar, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I worked there.
Who runs the place?
Fellow by the name of Blue Telford. Why?
Just a thought.
Okay. But don't let your thoughts make you careless. Not when it comes to Blue Telford. He's a winning man on the draw. And that goes for the game of poker or when he's using a gun.
I'm Chelford. Bartender says you've been wanting to see me.
Yeah, I'm Hopalong Cassidy. This is my partner, California Carlson.
What's your trouble?
I'm a friend of Johnny Kenyon's. I thought if I could talk to you about Carrie Deneen.
Look, friend, I'm not talking about Carrie Deneen to anyone.
This could be important. It might save Johnny Kenyon's life.
Well, I'll just be frank with you. I don't care a nickel about saving Johnny Kenyon's life.
I can see we're just wasting each other's time.
Not at all. If you hadn't come looking for me, I'd have sent for you.
That's interesting. Why?
Well, I've been kind of anxious to give you a little advice. I think you ought to get out of town.
I've only been here a few hours. Haven't had a chance to do much looking around.
Well, it's a dusty, dirty town, friend. You wouldn't see much if you did look around. It'll be much healthier for you if you leave.
Just the same, Telford, I think I'll stay.
Well, that's your choice. But if you're still in Abilene by tomorrow night, you could end up staying a long time. A long, long time.
All right, Telford. Now that we understand each other.
Help! Everybody down the street! Mr. Telford, you can get them out!
Out where? You try to empty this place, Meek, and you better have good reason for it.
I have good reason, Mr. Telford. It's a fire. The jail with a young fellow in there burning to death.
Now back to Hopalong Cassidy and our story, The Memory of Mace Malott. In Abilene, a fire is destroying the city jail. Inside the building, a trapped, helpless prisoner is Johnny Kenyon, Hoppy's friend and old Bar 20 pal. Outside, a big crowd mills about, horrified by the spectacle of a man being burned to death before their eyes.
Everybody line up. Let's get those buckets going.
Malott, how about Kenyon?
We've done everything we can. Door's jammed shut, now it's too hot to get close.
We can't let him stay in there and die. Here, let me have that bucket of water. Get me 3 or 4 lariats and riders. I'll have to have 3 or 4 riders.
What you gonna do, Hoppy?
Get these ropes wet. I'll move in and time the bars, then we'll pull that wall out.
You're crazy. You'll die as well as Kenyon.
I'm going to try to save him anyway. Here are the ropes, boys. I'll keep the open end.
How you gonna work it, Cassidy?
When I give the word, pull. Here I go.
Watch the horses. Tangle those ropes and he'll never make it.
He'll never make it anyway. That building's gonna cave in any second.
Hoppy! He's still on his feet. I can see him.
He ain't gonna make it. That building's going down.
He'll make it. Come on, Hoppy.
Hold it. We can't hear him.
Let it go.
There he goes. I heard him.
Wait. Give him a chance to get clear.
He's clear now. Pull away.
How is he, Malott?
Doc says he's going to be all right. He was smart enough to lie flat on the floor, and that saved his life.
How do you think that jail caught fire?
I don't think. I know. Somebody set it off.
That fire should prove Kenyon's innocence. Somebody tried to kill him.
I won't argue that with you, but...
You in here, Malott?
Come in, Judge. Judge, this is Hopalong Cassidy.
Oh, I've heard of you, Cassidy. Malott, there's people saying that you're going to take Kenyon out of Abilene because you're worried about his health.
He's my prisoner, and it's my duty to protect his welfare. I'm taking him over to Claiborne tomorrow.
Not until after the inquest, you won't.
Well, that's up to you, Pete, since you're both coroner and judge.
Then he stays in town and we decide how that girl met her death. And if anybody's real worried about Kenyon's health, they better go out and find him a good lawyer, because he's going to need it.
Out pretty late, aren't you, California?
Well, with that fire and all, it was a big night. Might be bigger ones in the next day or so, though.
Why do you say that?
There's a lot of talk going around. Talk against Blue Telford. There's them as thinks he'd a hand in the killing of that gal. There's talk about forming vigilantes and running Telford out of town.
With the gang Telford has behind him, that would be quite a job.
I heard something else this evening, too. Ran into that little clerk who works at the Longhorn Hotel.
Yeah?
He's been drinking quite a bit. Had a lot in his mind. Told me some of it.
About Johnny Kenyon?
Yeah. This little feller's name's Meek. Judd Meek. And he says he knows about somebody who went up to Johnny's room just afore Carrie Deneen was killed.
Yeah?
Meek says the party didn't know he saw him because he was in a closet stacking blankets at the time. He saw him come out, too, maybe 10 minutes later. That was just before we got there.
Then we've got it.
Yeah.
This should clear Johnny Kenyon.
Maybe, if Meek could name this party. But I couldn't get no more out of him. He's scared, yes, sir. It's on his conscience, but he's scared clear through to the marrow.
Where did you talk to him?
Over at the Golden Nugget Saloon.
He might still be there. Let's go.
This place ain't quite as fancy as the Silver Dollar. No music or nothing.
Can you spot your man?
Yeah, he's all alone at a table. Come on. Back again, Meek. Thought I'd like to buy you a little drink.
Yeah, it's you,
Yeah, this is my pal Hoppy.
hello, Happy.
Hi.
Listen, fellas, I can't stay. I gotta go home. I got a wife and kid, and we're leaving town tomorrow, so I gotta go home.
But you got a lot in your mind, Meek. We kind of thought you might like to talk about it.
Not so loud.
A lot on my mind. What do you know about what I got on my mind?
Well, you know who killed Carrie Deneen. You know who was up to Johnny Kenyon's room just before she got knifed.
Hey, wait a minute. What are you trying to do? Get me in trouble?
Who was it you saw go up there, Meek?
Hey, go away. I'm going home. I got a wife and a kid.
What are you going to do, Meek? Keep it in your conscience? You helped me save Johnny Kenyon's life tonight. I saw you working down there at the fire. What are you going to do now? Let him hang anyway? When you know he's innocent. When you know who really committed that murder.
I'm going home. We're leaving.
You've got to tell us, Meek. It'll be on your conscience if you don't. You've got to tell us.
Yeah, I guess I do have to tell you, but I'll have to do it in my own way.
You don't need to wait.
No, wait. I'll tell you about it, but I'm scared. I've got a wife and kid. I got to think about them, so I'll tell about it my own way.
All right, Meek. What is your own way?
Tomorrow morning, we're pulling out of Abilene, me and the family. There's an old trail shack out west of town, maybe 10 miles.
Yeah.
If you want to meet me there tomorrow, I'll tell you everything I saw, and then I won't care. And I figure we can get away, and it'll be off my mind.
I can't make it in the morning, Meek. They're holding the inquest then.
But all right, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you until sundown.
Let's have order here. This is an inquest, not a carnival. All right, now. Now we'll get back to the business at hand. I have here a list of effects belonging to the deceased. Do we have the items here, Marshal?
No, Your Honor. Everything except the money was burned up when the jail caught fire. I wrote the list from memory.
Well, we certainly won't question your memory. It seems you had a handkerchief, a locket, and any more disturbance like this, and I'm going to clear the room. What's going on here, anyway? What's this all about?
If you really want to know, Pete, I'll be glad to tell you.
You sit down, Maggie Virgo. You're out of order.
That's where you're wrong, Judge. Everything about me is working just fine. And since when have vigilantes been out of order?
Vigilantes? What do you mean?
We're formed and ready to act, that's what I mean. We want you and the marshal to act with us. But if you ain't willing, we're going to act anyway.
And just what you expect to do that can't be done in court under due process of the law.
This happens to be a court, don't it? Well, I don't see Blue Telford in here anywhere.
Well, as far as we know, Blue Telford has nothing to do with this case.
Pete, as far as we all know, he's got everything to do with it. With everything else that's rotten in this town.
Maggie Virgo, you're a woman. You shouldn't have any interest in killing.
I don't, so long as you fool men confine it to one another. But when you start killing women, that's when I get plumb interested. We want Telford at this hearing, Judge. If he don't feel that he wants to come, we feel we ought to go over to the Silver Dollar and get him.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Why not, Mr. Cassidy? Everybody else has.
Maggie, if you're all willing to wait until this evening sometime, I think I'm going to be able to tell you who killed Carrie Deneen and provide proof.
Well, now that sounds all right. But how do we know you ain't just talking?
I have information that I can't give out to everybody, but I'm willing to tell you all about it. I'll tell you up here in front of the judge and the marshal, and then you can decide for yourself.
Sounds fair enough.
Well, come up here to the bench then, Maggie.
All right. If this is going to be a private conversation, everybody else back. Now make way for Maggie Virgo.
Don't worry about me. I'll make my own way.
Maggie, you certainly give me a lot of trouble here today. I ought to cite you for contempt.
You do, Judge, and you'll never eat another piece of my pie as long as you live. All right, now, what's this information?
That little clerk at the hotel, he saw a person go up to Johnny Kenyon's room just before the killing. He saw the person leave right after. He wouldn't tell me who it was. He was afraid. But he's leaving Abilene, and he's going to tell me the name of that person this afternoon when I meet him at the trail shack out west of town.
All right, Maggie. Does that satisfy you?
Yeah, I'm satisfied. It's okay, everybody. We'll wait and act later.
And now, if you don't mind, we'll continue this hearing. If I remember correctly, I was reading Marshal Malot's list of the dead girl's effects. Handkerchief, locket, silk sachet, and 13 silver dollars. Well, it appears that the handkerchief, the locket, and the sachet were destroyed in the jail fire. But, hey, hold on there, Cassidy. Where do you think you're going?
Sorry, Your Honor, but I have to leave. I just found out that I put Judd Meek and his family in danger of their lives.
Well, Jesse, only a few more hours now, and we can be on our way. Then we won't have nothing to worry about. And then we're heading out to California. What do you say to that, Jesse? Jesse, I'm talking to you.
You always were a talker, weren't you, Meek?
Mace, my lot.
Yeah. Talk so much you don't even think to look if anybody's listening. If you'd have been looking now, for an instant, you'd have seen that your wife and kid are walking out by the corral.
My wife and kids.
Didn't expect to see me, did you?
No,
Waiting
no.
for somebody else, weren't you? Hop along Cassidy. And you were going to tell them all about seeing me at the hotel last night.
Shotgun. You got a shotgun.
I'll bet you told your wife all about it, too, didn't you, Meek?
My wife? No, you couldn't do anything to her, my lot.
I'm afraid I'll have to, Meek. With you the talker that you are, I'd be taking too big a chance letting her stay alive.
No.
Should have kept your mouth shut, Meek.
You can't kill us.
Shut up.
Hop along, Cassidy. Thank heaven.
I said shut up. One wrong word and... You don't see my nag out back. Maybe we'll have a surprise party for Mr. Cassidy.
Meek, you in there, Meek?
Answer him. Tell him you're here.
I'm here, Mr. Cassidy.
And I'm here too, Cassidy.
Now, back to Hopalong Cassidy.
You ain't going to be using this hand for a couple of days, Hoppy. Lucky you only caught the edge of that scattergun blast, or you wouldn't have no arm. You ought to have waited for me to get here anyway.
Might have been too late, California.
It would have been too late. My lot was going to kill my wife as well as me. And maybe my kid.
Yeah, I can believe that. After all, he killed Carrie Deneen just because he was jealous of her. How's the shoulder, Malott?
I'll be all right. If I had half your luck, I'd own the state of Texas.
You made your own luck, Malott. All the way.
Another 15 minutes. That was all I needed.
You're wrong. I knew you were the killer without me telling me.
Sure, you're a big man. You know everything. And just how did you know?
You told me. You and that report you wrote of what Carrie Deneen had in her purse. You wrote that list from memory, didn't you, Malott? You'd have been better off if you hadn't.
Listen, I've got the best memory in the Southwest. Why would I have been better off?
Because what you wrote showed you'd been in the room before I got there. And that would have proved you guilty.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the silk sachet you had on the list.
She had a sachet.
I know she did. But you couldn't have known it, not unless you were there earlier than I was, because I picked up that sachet before you and California came in. I picked it up and kept it, without saying a word to anybody. Now, let's get back to town. I'm anxious to tell Johnny Kenyon he's a free man.
It's a funny thing, but justice always seems to triumph over crime, even when the only clue, as Hoppy found in this story, was merely a bag of powdered scent and a memory that was a trifle too keen. In our next adventure, Hoppy and California come face to face with death, but this time not at the point of a gun. It's a tale of greed and mystery, and the fall guy takes the form of a Spider Woman. Hopalong Cassidy, starring William Boyd, is transcribed and produced in the West by Walter White, Jr. The Memory of Mace Malott was written by Buckley Angel, with original music under the personal direction of Albert Glasser. All stories are based upon the characters created by Clarence E. Mulford. This is a Commodore production.
And that was Hopalong Cassidy, The Memory of Mace Merlot from December 15th, 1951. Hope you enjoyed that. And time to move right on into our next program.
Let me introduce the next one.
All right. Well, you haven't been talking too much here lately.
Okay, here we have an episode of Lieutenant 12 O'Clock.
What?
I mean, Captain Midnight, not Lieutenant 12 O'Clock. Sorry, I got read the wrong words there.
Oh. You're not one for military intelligence.
Captain Midnight.
2 words were no more.
It's an airplane wing, is the installment, and this is number 2 of the 4 in the series from 1940, appearing on WGN in Chicago.
And sponsored by the Skelly Oil Company, not to be confused with Scully, Mulder's partner on the X-Files.
I'll Mulder that for a moment.
Mulder that over.
Okay.
You have that Scullin look on your face.
And crossbones.
You better skin her before she gets away. Ah!
I'm a Jolly Roger, aren't I? Oh.
Rally round the flag, boys. Colonel flag, that is. All right, that was the nonsense portion of the glowing dial.
Horse hockey.
Mule muffins. Sherman T. Potter. Yes. Homage to one of our favorite TV shows, of course, MASH.
Oh, sure.
You know, they were going to, at the very end, before they ended the series, they were going to move it to Idaho, change the name to Mashed Potatoes. But the idea didn't quite work out with the network.
They stomped all over that idea.
Yeah. Yep. And, you know, Marlon Perkins and Reverend Leroy were going to have a show at one time, too.
What?
They were going to call it Wild Kingdom Come.
Holy moly.
Another, TV idea that just didn't work out. They were going to team up Red Fox and Jim Neighbors, too. Call it Junk Pile, but that didn't quite happen either. B. Arthur was going to be training a bunch of young cops in the Mod Squad, but that didn't quite work either. Okay, fine.
Just bad ideas. Just didn't work.
I guess not.
But let's get on with Captain Midnight. Or
Okay.
Lieutenant 12 O'Clock, or whatever you want to call him.
Sit back, close your eyes, and remember Captain Midnight. It's an airplane wing from 1940.
The Skelly Oil Company presents Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight, brought to you 3 times each week by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers, and Dealers. But first, I know you're all waiting to hear about the big surprise gift I started to tell you about Monday. That swell new gift for every member of Captain Midnight's 1940 Flight Patrol. And say, you'd never guess what it is. It's something you couldn't get anyplace else in the world. It's really 3 presents all in one. 'Cause listen, it's a picture of 3 of your very best friends. Captain Midnight and Chuck Ramsey and Patsy Donovan. Yes, sir. A swell big picture of all 3 of them, all standing together there in front of Captain Midnight's big monoplane. And what's more, this picture is autographed to you. Captain Midnight and Chuck and Patsy have all signed their full names under their pictures with a special greeting to every member of the 1940 Flight Patrol. Say, wouldn't Ivan Shark give a lot to get his hands on this picture with all our friends' names signed in their own handwriting? But believe me, Shark couldn't get this picture for any price. No, sir. They aren't for sale. They're for Flight Patrol members only. But now listen. Here's how to get your swell new picture of Captain Midnight and Chuck and Patsy absolutely free. You just stop in at your Skelly service station the next time you're out in the family car. Show your Skelly man your Flight Patrol membership card, and he'll give you your free picture right then and there. That's all there is to it. You don't need any seals or labels or box tops or anything like that. All you do is show your Flight Patrol membership card to your friendly Skelly man. He'll give you your free picture and a good big smile thrown in besides. And say, boy, won't you be proud to have your very own autographed picture of all 3 of your famous friends. A big, clear picture to put up in your own room or on the wall over the radio or in your secret hiding place where you keep all your other valuable treasures. Well, I know this much. You'll surely treasure this brand new picture of Captain Midnight and Chuck and Patsy. And think of it. It isn't going to cost you a single penny, not even for a stamp. Say, whatever you do, don't forget to ask Mother or Dad to stop by your Skelly service station with you the very next time you're out in the car so you can get your own free picture right away. And now to Captain Midnight. The voice heard indistinctly over the radio asking for help is believed to be that of Major Steele or Bud Conley. In an effort to find them, Captain Midnight, Chuck Ramsey, Ma, and Patsy Donovan have taken off in the blue-winged plane formerly flown by Ivan Shark's chief pilot, Gardo. After flying for 3 hours without any success, Patsy calls out suddenly that she sees something below, and then Chuck exclaims that it looks like an airplane wing. Listen as Patsy says,
Gosh, Captain Midnight, it's an airplane wing, all right, but it's all torn to pieces.
There's no question about it. It's a broken wing of a plane. But whether it's from the Spartan or not, I can't tell.
Sure, and I think I see some numbers on it.
What? What's that, Mrs. Donovan? Where do you see numbers?
On that thing hanging in the tree. I see what she means. It's a different piece. Not what we were looking at before.
Oh, sure, I see it, too. It must be part of the other wing.
And there are numbers on it, all right.
Those will be the plane's identification numbers. We should be able to tell right away whether it's the Spartan or not.
Oh, quick, Captain, look. I can see only 3 numbers. The rest must have been torn off.
Where are they, Chuck?
Oh, wait. I see them. And wait a minute. I'll bank the ship a little bit. Oh, yes, now I can see better. The first numeral is 7. The next one is 2, and the one following that is 3. It must be the Spartan. Those were the last 3 numerals of our identification number. There can't be any doubt about it. And that's what's left of it.
Oh, but if you heard Major Steele's voice, he must still be alive.
Well, now watch it now. Oh, we're down plenty low. I'm going to circle around, see if there are any signs of life. Now watch it.
I can't understand why Major Steele picked this place.
He didn't pick it, Chuck. Something must have happened.
Look, Captain Midnight, look. I see something down between the trees.
So do I. Hey, it's the fuselage. That's what it is.
You're right, Chuck. The body of the plane is down between those trees.
Now I can see the nose. And even the propeller.
Yeah, I saw it, too. Now I've lost it.
Oh, the poor fellows. I guess they can't be alive. Gosh, Captain Midnight, how are we going to land and find out?
I don't know yet, Patsy. I'm beginning to wonder.
I think I know what happened, Captain Midnight. Major Steele was trying to get in that open place just beyond and didn't quite make it.
You're right, Chuck. I've been looking at that spot myself. I think Major Steele was trying to get in there, and he just couldn't stretch his glide far enough.
Gee, do you suppose we can land there?
I don't know. We'll have to look it over first.
Oh, sure, and I think I saw something. A man.
What?
Where was he, Ma? Down between the branches of those trees.
Hold it now, hold it. I'm going closer.
someone down there. What? Why, he's right in the cabin door.
He's trying to get out. He's looking up at us. I can see him so clearly.
Watch it, everyone. I got to pull up.
Oh, what can we do, Captain Midnight? That was Major Steele. I'm sure of it. He must be injured, and there's no telling what's happened to Bud Conley.
We've got to get first aid to them right away. But we can't take any chances of cracking up ourselves.
What about this open place? Don't you think we can get down there?
Oh, it's pretty small, but I think you can do it, Captain Midnight.
Yes, I know I can do it, Chuck, but I'm thinking about getting out again. But wait, I figured out a plan. We're going down for a landing, all right now? Buckle your belts, everyone.
There. Mine's buckled.
So are mine and Maud.
Which way are you going to land?
It all depends on the direction of the wind.
Well, the wind was from the south when we started.
Sure. We had a tailwind then.
Wait a minute. Still blowing from the south, see? See the leaves in those trees? They're turned backwards.
Oh, that makes it swell. You can go downwind, then side slip and land against the wind. And you'll also be going uphill.
That's the idea, all right, Chuck. All right. I'm throttling the engine now.
Boy, are we losing altitude fast now.
Be sure your belts are buckled. That ground looks very rough.
I'm pulling mine up tighter. You better do the same, Ma. Oh, sure, mine's so tight now I can hardly breathe.
Oh, we're turning back into the wind. Oh, gosh. Look at Captain Midnight side slip.
Oh, look out, Captain Midnight. The wings are going right into the ground.
No, they aren't. You wait and see.
Look at that wind come up, Ma. And we've turned into the wind.
Oh, we're down below the treetops now.
Oh, look out. We're going to hit those trees. No, we won't, Ma. Look.
See? Captain Midnight's changing direction. The plane's straightened out.
Watch it now, watch it. We're going to hit.
That was sure swell. You might think we were landing on a big airport. Oh, praise the saints. That ground sure feels good again.
All right. I'm going to let the ship coast as far as possible because the south end of the field is nearest to Major Steele and the Smart.
Oh, you're not even going to be able to get there without using your engine.
Yes, I'll have to give her a burst or two, all right.
A little bit more and we'll be there.
Now, the first aid kit is in the baggage compartment behind the rear seat.
I know where it is. I'll get it out.
That's the stuff, Patsy. We'll have it ready as soon as we bring the ship to a stop.
Shall we bother to turn the plane around?
No, we won't do that. We haven't got time now. All right, here we are. I'll cut the switch.
I've got the first aid kit.
All right, come on now. Let's pile out. Looks like rough going, so we'll have to help Mrs. Donovan.
Okay, I'll get the door. Come on, let's hurry. Come on, we're almost there. I see the nose of the ship.
Look, Major Steele seems terribly weak. He can hardly walk.
Oh, Major Steele! Major Steele!
I'd hardly know him. Look at the beard on his face.
Captain Midnight. Chuck. Barry, what in the world has happened to you?
Conley. He's inside. Help him first.
Oh, what's the matter with him, Barry? Is he hurt bad?
He didn't get hurt in the plane. He's sick. Some kind of a fever.
Oh, have you got any water, Major Steele?
Yes, Donovan. In a thermos jug inside the cabin door.
Oh, quick, Patsy. Give me that first aid kit.
Go in. Help him quick.
Are you all right, Barry?
Yes, I'm all right. Just a little bit weak. Go in with Conley. He's in the cabin.
All right. We'll be out in a minute. Come on, Mrs. Donovan. You and I'll go in first.
Is there anything Patsy and I can do?
Yes, Chuck. Go back to the ship and bring back that small alcohol stove. Open a can of bouillon and fix some broth for Major Steele.
Well, that'll be fine. But hurry. Hurry to Conley.
Patsy and I'll be back in a jiffy.
All right, Mrs. Donovan. Let me help you into the cabin. Yeah, that's it.
There, now I'm all right. Oh, sakes alive. There's Conley on the floor, lying on some blankets.
Yes. He's got a high fever. I can see that.
Oh, there's some quinine tablets in the first aid kit. We've got to get a couple down his throat.
Oh, yes. There's the thermos jug that Barry spoke of.
Oh, here's the bottle of quinine tablets. Now, give me the cup and the thermos jug.
Oh, wait a minute. All right. Here you are.
We won't be able to get him to swallow these tablets the way they are. We'll have to grind them into powder.
All right, drop them in this cup. Here's a little stick. I'll grind them into powder with that.
There you are.
It won't take a second to grind them up.
Oh, sure, they're crumbling up good. Now, there, that's enough. Now pour some water into the cup. There, that should be enough. Now hold him up if you can, and I'll try to get this down his throat.
Come on now, Bud. Come on, old boy. We're trying to help you now. We're going to bring you out of this, Bud.
Oh, sure, he won't open his mouth.
Well, I'll see if I can force it open.
Oh.
Come on, Bud.
Oh, there, now you've got it open.
All right. There, Bud, there. Now you're all right. Now lean back in these blankets.
Sure, he got it down all right, and it'll do him a lot of good.
How high a fever do you think he's got?
Oh, about 104, I guess. But I'll take it in a couple of minutes to be sure.
What do you think we'd better do with him, Mrs. Donovan?
Oh, I don't think it's safe to move him. That is, unless you can fly him out of here in the plane.
I don't know about that. When I landed here, I figured if necessary, I'd have Chuck fly the ship out empty and go for help. Now, with Conley this sick, I may have to change my plans.
Oh, sure, and what you ought to do is to get Connie to a hospital right away. And Major Steele, too, for that matter.
I don't think we can take both of them out at the same time. We may not be able to take off even one. I'll have to go and take a look at that field first.
Well, in the meantime, we've got to break up this fever if we can. If it lasts much longer, well...
Yes. You stay here, Mrs. Donovan, while I go out and see Major Steele. Between us, we'll decide what's best to do.
All right, Captain. I'll be giving Conley some more quinine in a little while.
Good.
How's Conley, Captain?
He's in pretty bad shape, Barry.
Yes, he's got some kind of fever. Just what kind, I don't know.
How long has he been sick?
Well, about 5 days. But the fever's been getting worse every day.
And what happened to the first aid kit? I always used to keep one in the Spartan.
We threw it overboard.
Threw it overboard?
Yes, we were having engine trouble. We were getting lower and lower. Finally, just clipping the treetop. We kept throwing out things to stay in the air. Those blankets Conley is lying on were all we had left.
Yes, I guess something like that must have happened. Otherwise, you never would have landed here.
I was trying to get to that open place, straight ahead. The place where you landed. But we just couldn't make it.
You're lucky to be alive, judging by what I see.
Both wings were torn off, and we settled into the tree. Luckily, the engine wasn't hurt. We had some gas left. Not very good, though. That's what let us down.
Yes, I was afraid of that gas. Remember, I told you about it.
We thought we could get to the border, but she kept overheating and finally cut out. Twice a day, I've been running the engine for about 5 minutes and calling for help over the radio. But we're down here so low, and engines kept missing, I didn't know whether the signals got out.
Yes, they got out all right. That's the only way we found you.
What are you going to do, Captain? I know you won't have an easy time taking off from that small clearing here. There are too many of us for your ship. And, well, just what are you going to do?
It's a tough problem, Barry. But it's got to be answered. Because a man's life depends on it.
Well, in coming to the help of Major Steele and Bud Conley, Captain Midnight has again made a dangerous landing in a small jungle clearing. The lives of several people are now at stake. What can be done? Tune in to Captain Midnight. Now, don't forget, get your free autographed picture of Captain Midnight and his two young friends, Chuck Ramsey and Patsy Donovan, at your Skelly service station the next time you're out in the family car. It's a swell big picture photographed right in front of Captain Midnight's big silver monoplane. Boy, you'll sure be proud to show your friends your very own picture of your three most famous fellow members of the 1940 Flight Patrol. But remember, none of this is going to cost you a single penny. It doesn't cost anything to join. And it doesn't cost anything to get this swell new picture of Captain Midnight and Chuck and Patsy. It's absolutely free to members of the 1940 Flight Patrol. So, the next time you're out in the car, ask Mother or Dad to stop by your Skelly service station. Show the Skelly man your Flight Patrol membership card and get your autographed picture tonight. And don't forget to listen Friday, same time, same station, for further transcribed adventures of Captain Midnight. Brought to you by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. With Bud Conley dangerously ill and hundreds of miles from medical aid, Captain Midnight is faced with another baffling problem. A human life is at stake. What will he do? Be sure to listen Friday. Until then, this is Don Gordon, your Skelly man, saying goodbye and happy landing!
There you have it, folks. That was episode 2 of 4 episodes in a sequence that we have for you here in the Glowing Dial of Captain Midnight. Hope you enjoyed that. Coming up next here, we're almost out of time, but we got just enough time to fit this in. This is another one of those records, those 78s that we were telling you about. Abbott and Costello this time, with one of their great routines at the races, how to bet on the horses. So this is Bud and Lou in one of their best routines. You know, they're off, the race is over, you lose. So here are Bud and Lou at their best.
Wow, Colonel, wow! Colonel! Wow, wow! Colonel, wow! How's the back? Fire top low. If you don't stop, Colonel, you'll be made into glue.
I knew that would stop him. Well, Costello, here we are at Santa Anita. The first race is about to start. I'll take your bet.
Okay, I'll bet you $2. Here's the money.
They're off. The race is over. You lose.
Wait a minute, wait a minute! Rabbit! What kind of race was that? They're off, the race is over, you lose. What kind of race was that? What's that? Come on, run the race over again. I want to see it.
Now pipe down. Now, in the next race, I want you to double up.
Double up? I ain't even straightened up from the last.
I want you to bet $4.
$4 in a pig's eye.
Pig's eye. He's running in the next race. They're off. The race is over. You lose.
What is this?
Stop squawking. Pay me the money.
Now, wait a minute, Abbott.
Costello, I don't like the way you're hedging on me.
And I don't like the way you're clipping my head.
Well, you know accidents will happen. Maybe the horse got dust in his eye. Of course, you know what dust is.
Yeah, dust. That's mud with all the juice squeezed out.
Never mind. Now in the next race.
There ain't going to be no next race.
But there's only 2 horses in this next race. Marshmallow and Peppermint. You bet on each horse and you can't lose.
Hey, that's right.
Sure.
2 horses?
Certainly.
I bet on each horse. I
That's
can't
the
lose. Okay, Abbott. Here's $20 on Marshmallow, and here's $20 on Peppermint.
Good. The horses are at the post. They're off. Marshmallow first. Peppermint second.
Come on, Marshmint.
You mean Marshmallow.
I mean Marshmint. I'm betting on the 2 of them.
Yeah. They're rounding the turn. Marshmallow first. Peppermint second.
Come on, Mellow Mint Marsh Pepper.
They're in the stretch. Marshmallow first. Peppermint second. They're under the wire, and the winner, Hershey Bar.
Now, ain't that the nuts?
Hey, get your money up quick. Here comes the last race.
That was my last race. You ain't gonna make a sucker out of me.
Costello, are you calling me a crook?
All I know is after I shake hands with you, I have to count my fingers.
Come here.
Give me my wrist back.
Now, wait a minute. Come here. Get close. But this time you can't lose. There's only 1 horse in this race. And it's your own horse, Girdle.
My little Girdle?
Certainly.
My own little horse,
That's
Girdle?
the boy.
That's different. I'm gonna bet everything I got on Girdle.
How you talking, Ted?
Here, Rabbit. Put $10 on the nose.
$10 on the nose.
Put $10 on his tail.
$10 on the tail.
And put $10 under the saddle.
What's that for?
In case he comes in sideways.
Look, you can't lose. It's a 1-horse race.
Okay.
They're off in a bunch.
Now, how can 1 horse go off in a bunch?
At the half, it's Girdle.
Come on, Girdle.
At the 3/4, Girdle.
Come on, Girdle. Spread out.
In the stretch. And the winner, Girdle.
Hooray, hooray, I've won. Give me my money.
Just a minute, folks. It's a photo finish.
A photo finish? How can it be a photo finish? Only 1 horse in a race. How can it be a photo finish?
Peppermint just came in from the last race.
And there's Abbott and Costello. I love those routines. Those guys were just the kings of the twisted words and everything. Folks, that's going to wrap it up for us here on the Glowing Dial. No time to go over the address information. Please go to our webpage at www.glowingdial.com and click on Contact for how to get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. So until next time, this is Big John and Steve saying, keep a positive thought.
Keep looking up.
Think big.
And we'll see you on the radio.
Bye-bye.
Yesterday USA Superstation.